Hi everyone, I'm happy to be here again. So, let's break down the new topic. Can you become a software engineer without a computer science degree, right? I will tell you from my own experience. I had colleagues, and I still have colleagues actually. I had colleagues who didn't have the degree and then they became a software engineers, right? So it's possible, right? Okay. Let's see. So, let's imagine the guy who wants to become, or the girl who wants to become a software engineer. And then, is it possible without computer science degree? Ta-da. What can I say? It depends, and still it's possible, but, right? The easiest way to become a software engineer without the degree will be to become a front-end developer. That's what I can say from my experience. I myself became front-end developer. Only then I started studying, getting second degree, computer science, to become actually the back-end developer. So for front-end development, you usually don't need a computer science degree. You can try to become a software engineer in front-end without, but of course you'll have to learn frameworks and some stuff like, I don't know, pixel perfect stuff, frameworks that you can learn online. Books, courses, maybe short courses, right? Courses, yeah. So, I don't know, 3 months course, 6 months course, I think it's enough. 6 months is quite good. Yeah, so you learn basics, you learn HTML, you learn CSS, you learn JavaScript basics, I would say. And then the core is a framework. Framework is something that you have to choose wisely because it's like the investment, like in stocks or something. It's like the framework can get popular, can get a lot of money. If it's popular, then you will get hired easily. You probably won't have to learn another framework because this one will be enough for years, of course with updates and stuff, but anyway. So you don't have to jump from one framework to another framework. Will be always some offers out there on the job market. So that's important. Framework is important. These are basics. Framework is what will make you money. But choose wisely. Like people who invested time in Angular, they don't regret it. They regret it if they only learned Angular like first version. Second version is based on TypeScript, not JavaScript itself. So then they had to relearn it or something. If they already started from Angular second, then it's much easier for them to move on to Angular 15 or plus, right? So here, usually people don't expect you to know how computer works deep down, how memory works deep down, databases and stuff like that. So yeah, I would say it's important to be attentive, right? As a front-end developer, also as a QA engineer, right? You mostly get paid for that. You you put a lot of attention to what you do, to things, right? Yeah, like pixel perfect or something like this, and you can get bigger check for that. And it's a lot of jobs out there with front end. The thing is, for me, for example, I didn't want to do any pixel perfect. I'm the type of the person who likes to learn difficult things, like how databases work, how, I don't know, computer science deep down work, and stuff like that. So for me, it was annoying. It's like 5 pixels left, 6 pixels right. Oh, this yellow is not yellow enough, and stuff like that. So you have to be like perfectly putting the design to the code, and then it will be judged, of course, and stuff like that. With the backend, I don't know. Like for me, it's much more simple. Backend, yeah. So yeah, what I wanted to say, backend. For backend, you in most cases need some expertise. So people will expect you to know how deep down the computer science works. As I said already, SQL, memory management, that's important. Because as a front-end developer, you can't really break much. Like, okay, pixels won't appear or something. I don't know. But if backend breaks, it breaks hard. So you can understand that, I don't know, bosses want to secure themselves. They don't want to give this important job to someone who doesn't know a lot of things about computers and memory and stuff like that. We didn't study deep. We're just like, oh, I finished the course, 3 months course, and I became a C# developer, Java developer. From zero, from scratch. It doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that. So yeah, it's possible. In the front end, it's much easier. It's practically achievable after the courses, after practicing these things, right? Backend, I would say it's a bit of pink illusions, or quite a bit. Yeah, and then I don't know, it's a lot of topics. Like university covers a lot of topics, especially for the backend. To cover it by yourself, it will take years, and still you might get lost there. And also that I want to say I had one colleague, but to be honest, he had no degree at all. He just finished school, and then he worked with some jewelry or something. And then he decided he wants to fulfill his child dream or something. And then he went to the long course, like few years. But it was a course, it was not the university. Because for university you have to pass exams and stuff like that. So he had some savings. He went to this few years course. And then he became a backend developer. But it took him years. He barely had money at that time. He invested a lot in this education. He still doesn't have the degree. And once he wanted to become a senior software engineer or even an architect because he's like 40 years old or something. And it's quite understandable, right? And then he was just facing the ceiling, that the boss said, you know, I can understand everything, but without the degree it's not possible, not in our company. And it was not like Google or Microsoft, you know. So think what's important for you, how you see it,